is the full moon in Libra. Are you ready? Hello and welcome if you are new here. My name is Shea Walker. I'm an intuitive coach, a Reiki teacher, and an Oracle deck creator living in Chicago, Illinois, and I do these readings on the new and full moon every single month. So what you're watching here on YouTube is a general collective reading. If you would like to participate more energetically in this reading, you can like and subscribe, and that will mean that I am reading more deeply into your energy. I'm still reading into the collective, so it'll resonate even if you don't do those things. But if you want it to feel like a more personalized reading, liking and subscribing is kind of the digital equivalent of shuffling or cutting the deck for me during a reading. So go ahead and just get those things done now so that you know that your energy is stamped on this reading, and we'll get started. First, I did a pull from the Total Betty Goddess deck, which is a deck of my creation. If you're interested in a copy of this or the original to have your favorite 90s icons participate in your divination practice, check the links below. And the card that we've pulled from the 2.0 deck is Ocean, played by 90s Lauren Hill. Ocean is kind of echoing a message that I had over on my Patreon for the week ahead spread that I did this week. And it was very much about recognizing abundance in your life. And also recognizing that when we ask the universe for abundance, that doesn't necessarily mean money. The word abundance just means a lot of something. So if you have been praying and praying and praying, or wishing and wishing and wishing, or doing vision boards over and over and over again for abundance, and not showing gratitude for the places in your life where lots of things are showing up, the universe may not want to give you lots of money because you've been an ungrateful gift receiver. So this is a really great week to look around and say, okay, I've been asking for abundance. What have I seen a lot of coming in my life? And abundance is kind of a vague term. So you might have seen a lot of friends show up in your life. You might have seen a lot of money show up in your life, or you might have seen a lot of new bills or chaotic events showing up in your life. But whatever is showing up in masses is the universe giving you an abundance of something. So Ocean is here to remind us to be grateful for abundance, no matter what form it shows up in, and maybe to be a little clearer about your manifestations around money. So you've just been asking the universe for abundance and you've got a lot of bills to pay or a lot of problems to fix. Recognize that you have been blessed by the abundance gods, and you need to be grateful for that because you're getting exactly what you ask for. But if you want money in your life to fund the life that you want, focus on the results there. So money in and of itself isn't that exciting. It's just usually digital numbers in our accounts. That's not fun. You want money to manifest events and experiences and things within your life. So get excited about what the money is going to bring you and try to manifest that. Now, this can work one of two ways. It might be that the money for that thing or those things comes into your life, or it could be that you get those things for free, handed to you by the universe. Either way, you're going to get good results. So allow yourself to not just manifest abundance this week, but to manifest abundance of the things that you want more of in your life that maybe an abundance of cash flow would help you pay for. With that in mind, we are going to move into what was going to be an energy and advice spread that I pulled from the Modern Witch Tarot for the collective, but it came out as 3 cards. So we had a jumper in our advice section. So first, the energy. The energy behind this Libra full moon is the Page of Cups. Now, I love this, especially coupled with our ocean, abundance, monetary worth energy, because the Page of Cups is an offering, but it's not necessarily an offering of money. It's not the Page of Pentacles. It's the Page of Cups. So it's an offering of love and creativity and inspiration. So it might mean that this week's abundance comes in the form of inspired projects that may or may not lead to one day an abundance of cash flow. But you're focusing on the abundance that's coming in the form that it's showing up for you. So if you have an abundance of ideas that you want to work on, that you're getting excited about, be grateful for that. Thank the universe for that abundance showing up in your life, and then don't just sit on those ideas. Do something about them. Go where the muse is directing you. Now, our advice cards came out together, and that is the King of Wands and the High Priestess. Now, These two are not a traditional couple in the tarot, but I do like their combined energy here because the Page of Wands is a very spiritually connected, divine masculine energy. So this is this type of spirituality that is the authority figure that can manifest things through action. However, our High Priestess is the ultimate and divine feminine spiritual energy. So she is not the partner of the King of Wands. She's not the Queen of Wands. She's several steps higher. For a lot of us, what this is saying is that while we are taking spiritually aligned action in regards to creating whatever abundance we're trying to manifest in our lives, we are more powerfully sitting in our divine feminine intuition and receptivity. So you cannot discount the fact that the High Priestess is a higher level major arcana card as opposed to our minor arcana King of Wands. Both spiritual, both really good at manifesting, both really good about seeing the big picture, but you're putting more focus here on the major arcana card of the divine feminine energy. So what this means to me for this section of this reading, if you resonate with this half of the storyline, is that you are supposed to be taking divine action. You're not going to be completely passive this week or this month. You are rather going to be really deeply connected to your intuition before you take action. So if you're familiar with the teachings of Abraham Hicks, they talk a lot about this, meditating or waiting for the natural divine impulse to do something and then taking action, and knowing that you are in alignment with your higher self when you're taking that action because the impulse naturally occurred to you. It wasn't something that you tried to think your way into. And that is the energy that we're coming into with this Libra full moon. So Libra is all about balance, though. You don't want to just be completely passive and meditating all the time and never taking action. So I feel like this is going to be something where, yes, you are going to have those moments where you have an absolute divine inspiration from the muses during a meditation or during a time of quiet journaling or reflection, and you're going to absolutely know that that's an action that you want to take. However, this King of Wands is telling us that they don't necessarily all have to be those magic moments of absolute certainty that you're supposed to follow through on this action. Sometimes the King of Wands actions comes from an intuition that doesn't feel quite connected to what the ultimate goal is. So this is really about allowing yourself to get curious about your impulses. That is the word du jour in regards to this Libra full moon, is follow your curiosity and let that lead you to the divine aligned actions. So even if your intuition is gently whispering to you to take a class or to listen to a song or to go to a location, it might not make sense to your logical mind. And it might not even get one of those great big divine hits that this is absolutely going to lead you to your destiny. But follow that whisper. See what the next action that unfolds. And it could be that you show up at that location and it's like a scavenger hunt. You go to the first location where your intuition has been whispering to you and something else piques your interest, and it doesn't make any sense why it piques your interest, but you follow that curiosity and that leads you to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and you go on this what might feel like a wild goose chase following these little whispers from the universe, and you end up someplace that you never could have imagined with that first tiny impulse. So trust your tiny impulses over the next 48 hours, definitely, but over the next week, few weeks, even the next month until the next full moon, because those are leading you to some sort of abundance that probably has some monetary value in the long run, but you may not be able to see that ultimate end goal when you're listening to these divine whispers. So if that resonated for you, especially if you're trying to call in more monetary abundance in your life, the extended reading probably has something for you. So I have not yet shuffled those cards. Those cards are reserved for the energy of my Patreon members. So if you want to be a part of that energy, not just this month, but every month for the new and full moon, head over to patreon.com/Michelle Shea and join the monthly Mystic level. The monthly Mystics get access to these extended video readings on the new and full moon. They get free access to my live Zoom event, Group Therapy, that happens every Sunday after the full moon. So we have that coming up this weekend. So if you join, you get both of these things. And they get access to the perks of the Weekly Witches, which is monthly tarot scopes and weekly pick a card or week ahead spreads, in addition to a weekly goddess pull from the Total Betty 2.0 deck. And of course, if you are already one of those lucky Patreon members that get access to all those goodies, the rest of your reading starts right now. We can't keep chasing this rainbow for a pot of pennies. If you're gonna put in the effort of chasing the rainbow, you want it to be a pot of gold.